everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we're talking about war, ladies and gentlemen, the impact on the stock market for one, and our cost of living will rise. Now what? Like I said, no matter what happens during the course of your lifetime, there will be events that are unexpected. And because of the unexpected event, what's going to happen with your investments, with the stock market, with the real estate, with the gold and silver, with anything else that is an asset, which could be your business. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Stop struggling now. Gear check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for waiting up for me, and thank you so much for being here. But again, please share the videos because you never know who's looking for this information. And some people may be investing, not realizing when there, I hate to say it, but use these terms, when there is blood in the streets, and literally there's blood in the streets on 2 continents right now. So that means some people have to make moves around the world. If you are near the Israeli-Hamas conflict, you might have an issue. If you're near Ukraine-Russian conflict, you might have an issue. And if you're near any of these hostile territories around the world, you have an issue. And all it takes is one more lever to drop before things get a little bit heated everywhere. So let me know what you guys are thinking, because today you're going to be talking about with me what you think is going to happen with the stock market when you have 2 areas that is having a conflict. Luckily, they are on a different continent. Luckily. All right, now let's talk about who's in the house. But before I start that, first, notice there's links in the chat room. One is by our own Professor Auntie Val. She's an entrepreneur. Her and her family handles biz. She started the beachfrontjava.com. So please go to beachfrontjava.com. At least 12 to 15 different blends. I haven't even counted anymore. And she has specialty blends for the holidays. So get over there, order up. And before you order, make sure you put in all one word, all caps, SSN Lifestyle. That's it. Why do you ask? Well, it's very simple. If after your first order, then any order, the second order on, how about 10% off for life? You heard me. And there's free shipping in the United States, the contiguous United States, the lower 48, free shipping. Everybody else, it's understandable that it would cost shipping to ship outside the United States, right? But how about tea as well? And the coffee, when somebody says, I want coffee, but I just don't want any old coffee. Well, we say, oh, well, you mean the premium blends from Africa, Central America, South America, Indonesia, that kind of coffee? Yes, she has it, ladies and gentlemen, in whole bean, in drip ground, in fine ground for all you espresso lovers around the world. You can get it from our own Professor Auntie Val. Go to beachfrontjava.com. Now, let me tell you who else is in the house. Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He has the icon next to his name, which means he's a member of the channel. I appreciate it greatly. I humbly appreciate that. And his tagline is, hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and saw the trailer. Thank you so much. That's one person tonight. And Laverne Penix is also known in these YouTube streets as Mr. Cool. That's right. Some people actually have the nickname. Mr. Cool is his, and he's in the house. And thank you so much again, Laverne Penix. And Professor. That's what she's known by. Auntie Val is here with the icon next to her name on a SSN Nation Monday, Money Making Monday live stream. And she's bringing her tagline this evening. Good evening, fam. She has the heart. She's bringing the strength. She's bringing that cup of beachfront Java. And she says, got the notification and trailer. They didn't freeze her out. That's 2 people tonight. Let me know. Let me hear from you. Who else has saw the trailer and received a notification? Because again, ladies and gentlemen, less than 5% of you receive notifications. Can you believe how they do us here? But it's okay. The show still goes on. We're still trying to make sure that you guys are prepared for anything. Because some of you right now may be thinking, Eric, war impact on the stock market. Hold on, Eric, you told us to get dividend funds. Bingo. Your checks are still going to be coming. Your dividend money is still going to be coming in the middle of this month to the end of the month. If you have ORC, if you have PSEC, if you have AGNC, if you have YieldMax ETFs, dividend stocks, you're going to, from the 15th through the 30th, you're getting some more checks. I'm just saying. So we don't have to really worry about war, do we? Not really. As long as it's not on our continent, I think we're going to be good. So that's the first stop right there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, who else is in the house? Jaway J. He's an investor that's here in the house. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name as well. And he says, hello, SSN Nation. Hope everyone is doing well. Yes, hopefully you're doing well. Received notification and saw trailer. That's 3 people. Oh, this is a good start tonight. 3 people in a row received the notification and saw the trailer. I'm very, very happy about that. And Jaway J, again, humbly appreciate everybody that's a member of the channel. Now, George's Charles is in the house. The emerging millionaire is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon as well. And he says, hi, all. And you know what that means. That's his tagline to start with. And he knows what time it is here. I smell money in here. He's exactly right. George's Charles, very nice to see you once again. Appreciated. Victor Marrero is here. The new retiree is coming in the house, getting ready to travel, getting his drone skills ready. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon as well. And he says his tagline this evening, hello all, let's do this. And that's what we do here. War impact on the stock market. Let's hear from you, ladies and gentlemen. Did the stock market even go down today? Did it? Did anything happen? Or were these guys rejoicing because all the defense stocks are having a little pop? Planes, weaponry, propulsion systems, computers, weapons. I mean, that type of it's a broad spectrum that's affected. So I'm not thinking it really dropped. We're going to go check. I was busy today, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. So we're going to find out. I'm going to go to CNBC. I see after hours. But look who else is here. James Way is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon as well. Much appreciated. And he brings his tagline, hello. All got the notification. Oh my, that's 5 people so far. And he says the rent is too damn high and they trying to drop war on us. Keep investing, people. Exactly right, James Way. Exactly right. That's what I'm saying. Don't stop now. We're going to go look at some of the markets, ladies and gentlemen, shortly. Thank you so much again, James Way. I appreciate that. Now, I'm going to go look at the stock market. Look at this. Futures barely higher. Oil is down. I'm quite surprised by that. U.S. 10-year Treasury yield slightly down. Nothing major. I don't. This is not really quite shocking, in my opinion. Nothing quite shocking. I'm pretty sure. Let's see what happened with the indexes today. I'm just looking at it, you guys, and some people might. Yeah, look at this. The Dow Jones plus 196. Really? Look at this. The Nasdaq plus 52.9 points, and S&P 500 plus 2716. Gold up plus 13. Okay. Let's see. Oil, $86. The 10-year yield, 4.6 for the U.S. Treasury. Okay. The euro to USD is only $1.50. What? It's not even $1.5 anymore? That's interesting. VIX 17 plus 2.5. I'm not expecting that. That wouldn't be a good deal. Transportation plus 133. So it looks like it was an overall positive day on the war. Imagine that. I'm quite shocked. Not really. I'm not shocked. All right. I'm not shocked at all. It's almost like the United States and the European allies get we have a way to do some damage around here, make some profits on all this overvalued war equipment. People are buying from us. Okay, this is going to be a long night. You guys remember somebody can charge you for little nuts and bolts $1,000, right? $500 when people can charge you for anything like a regular old Hummer, and they can charge like 500,000. See, this is what I'm talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got blocked as soon as I started talking crazy about you know what. I guess they don't like the conflict talk, but we have to. If you're an investor, you have to start thinking about how can you actually use that to your advantage when dollars have to make sense, right? I hate to say people are going to be dying, but the fact of the matter is, no matter what happens, the world keeps moving. All right, Eric, market was closed today, Columbus Day. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't pay attention to Columbus Day. So that's good news. So this was a Friday. This wasn't today. Thank you so much for letting me know. And by the way, I don't use that term. Look, we got to get this straight, Yahweh J. I appreciate you letting me know it's Columbus Day. I don't pay no attention to these fake days. There should never be a Columbus Day. I'm just giving you, look, I got to tell you guys like it is. I got to have the opinion. I don't do this terrorist day stuff very well. All right. This is terrorist, liar, terrorist, slave. Come on, stop playing with me. And the United States, true to form, puts a terrorist as a holiday. What do you expect? Indigenous Peoples Day is much better. At least that's a little more like it. And then now we can work on the founding fathers. Surprise. Right. So I won't say much more, but thank you, Yahweh J. So that was Friday then. That makes perfect sense as well. So, but the futures are showing all green, which I'm assuming is no big deal. So I appreciate that. So the war effort has not started with the stocks, but it's looking like tomorrow is going to be almost like it was Friday. But thank you for letting me know that. I thought this was today, which is very, very interesting. So stock futures, little change. Here's what I won't even get into this. I won't even get into this because it gets me a little irritated when I see this situation with X, formerly Twitter, amplifies disinformation. See, and people are relying on information around the world, and now people are taking advantage by putting out disinformation. That's crazy. Israel mobilizes record 300,000 reservists. Gaza under complete siege. Yeah. Again, this is, let's just call it the United States against the Indians. You come in, take their land, then you tell them when they attack you, why are you attacking us? Well, because you took our stuff. And then because we have a better force than you, we're just going to wipe out another section of whatever we want. That's American way. And that's Israel at the same time. Again, we've talked about this before. Know your history. After World War II, Israel did not exist. I mean, before World War II, Israel, there was no such thing. So United States, the Allies, they said, hey, we're going to carve out this certain section of North Africa and just say, we're going to call it Israel. The people, the Palestinians that lived there was like, hey, what are you talking about? This is our stuff. What are you doing? We didn't agree to this. Well, so sad, too bad. All right, well, you got people that shouldn't be our neighbors or even in our, giving them that'd be like people all upset about the border in the United States, right? So you're upset about a border that's always been crossed. It's a misdemeanor if you come into the United States. And this thing about they're going to take jobs, but nobody's around here running out to work for $10, $12, $15 per hour, these low paying jobs in the first place. But could you imagine the uproar if somebody said, just take the state of Arkansas, Missouri, North Texas, and we'll create one little state and we'll call it Israel. Can you understand the outrage that American citizens would have? They'd be like, what did you just say? Yeah, all these people from Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Central America, Mexico, we're just going to create their own state. They're going to have their own government within our land. You'd be like, have you lost your freaking mind? And then the audacity that the Russians come over and give them weapons to defend themselves. All right, enough. Enough. It pisses me off, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the siege that is underway for American citizens, which you call American. I'm American, you're American, but some Americans aren't equal, just like the Native Americans, which is this BS day they have under Columbus Day. So all I'm saying is every Columbus Day, I have to go off on this nonsense because you're going with history that has been rewritten and I'll stop now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the chat. Dow Jones surprisingly higher, even with the situation in Israel. However, proceed with caution, setting my option strike levels strategically, not willing to take excessive risk for higher premiums. I agree with you 110. I agree with that 110. And you don't have to take risk when you already have your YieldMax ETFs locked in. Remember, if you'd have bought the past week, the past month, the past 2 months, they're still giving out that return that you bought in at. So if it's 30% annually, you're still getting it. Even if the stock price drops, even if the stock price goes up, you're still getting a check anywhere from the 15th to the 20th of this month. It's not going to stop. None of the companies are in those countries. So even if they are in those countries, they have offshore accounts for the countries. So you're not going to be affected. But I will say this. Now you have to start thinking, what happens if something real estate wise? What if you own property in that region, which would kind of be not very smart, first of all. That wouldn't be very smart to have your property anywhere near Palestine, Israel, because they always have conflicts, right? That wouldn't be very smart. But you never know what's going to break out around the world. There's all kind of divides. Like right now, the Haiti Dominican Republic border has a little stuff going on there. But if Haiti was well armed or, uh, you know, was an antagonist, they could have actually caused more damage or could cause damage, just like Dominican Republic could cause damage towards Haiti. So far, we haven't had any type of conflict like Nicaragua back in the day and the Sandinistas or anything like that. So we're going to be good for a minute. But we don't want to have any conflicts whatsoever. We want things to be resolved peacefully, if that's the best way to do it, and come to agreements. God, I just can't get off on it. I just can't stop. Oh, I can't stop. Treaties. We come to an agreement in America with the treaty. But what if 100% of all treaties are not withheld? 100% of American treaties were bogus, ladies and gentlemen. I got to give history like it's due, right? Before they erase it. Go look it up. Every treaty with the Indians, United States broke the treaty. Just saying. Just saying. All right, stocks always go up during wartime. Well, I don't really want to say that, but you are correct. This is how the United States said, you know what? I think it's time for us to jump in to the war effort. And yes, that created the middle class, ladies and gentlemen. So know your history. That is actually manufacturing facilities were built. Women were in the workforce. Children was in the workforce. Men were out fighting, and those that went, and some were too old, so they stayed. But nonetheless, it created the middle class from all the manufacturing, all the jobs, everything was on full. So yes, you are correct. Market was open today. Oh, wait, market was open today. Okay, let's go. Eric, I'm with you on that. Just saying what they call it. Exactly, Jaway J. I understand. No, I'm not holding anything against you. I understand Columbus Day. People still say, because, it's been out for what, 10, 15, I don't even know, maybe longer. And so people will recognize Columbus Day. That's all. But whenever I see it, it just irritates me that it's actually on a calendar and it's a federal holiday in the United States when Columbus didn't even find America in the first place, knowing he's a terrorist in the second place. Thirdly, knowing he's a slaveholder, taking him back to Spain in the fourth place. And the fifth place, not even worried about him being arrested, thrown in jail because of his war crimes. But we're going to hold a holiday for that clown. Really? Jesus Christ. But hey, typical American way. All right. They like guys that get arrested and do terrorist activities, apparently. All I'm saying, just think about it. All those, statues, I'm just saying. All right, enough. I should have a podcast just for American history, because there's a lot of people that really do not understand what they see on TV and cowboy movies and all that stuff, wondering why the Indians are fighting back. Maybe because they lived there. There are generations. Jesus, it just drives me crazy. All right, enough. I got to get out this mode because I'll be canceled tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Our cost of living will rise. Now what? But here's the thing. So like George's Charles was saying, that stocks do go up. The economy does get better during war times. The thing is, though, we're not actually in a war. We're in what you call this gray area. We're supplying arms, military backdrop, like we already mobilized to the Gulf or the Mediterranean, whatever you want to call it. We're already mobilized our fleet. But the funny thing is, I just question why we didn't mobilize our fleet when Russia bombed Ukraine. I'm like, hold up, man. What are you guys doing here? I know why you're doing it with Israel, because Israel is strategically located. If Israel was gone and everything was just Middle East, then you wouldn't have this so-called peacekeeping country in the middle, which is not it's a death country in the reality. All right. In case anybody doesn't know, I still got to say this. The people that's in Israel, The people were when they built Israel after World War II, that is not people from the Bible. All right. They're not the Jews from the Bible. These are Jews that they imported in and then tried to make it like they were Jews from the Bible. They're not. All right. So I hate to keep, I just got to bring up the knowledge. I'm sorry. I know people don't like talking about this, but we got to talk about this sometimes because you have to understand why situations are heated. The same thing, situations, if somebody's bombing your house, bombing your property, took your property, then have nerve to bomb you, kill you, keep you in encampments, you're going to be pissed. That's all I'm saying. Nobody's going to like that. All right. I know people don't like me talking like this, but hey, when it's a day like Columbus Day, you're backing terrorists. You're backing these guys that basically landed in a country 70 years ago. You're giving them weapons and arms so they can fight against people that deservedly is supposed to be their sovereign area. And I'm sitting there like, how are you passing judgment like they're the bad guys because they want their sovereign area back? I'm just saying, there's people still alive who were 10 years old, 5 years old, 15 years old, who 90 years old, 85 years old, who saw the occupied territory taken over, people killed because of it. And then their kids grew up under the occupied territory. And you think they're just going to be all cool? Come on, stop. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, Victor Marrero says the market was open today. Okay, we got to verify. Let me see. Market open today. Let me verify this. We have, okay, how is stock market doing today? Ahmed Hamas. No, that's 3 days ago. Okay. Is U.S. stock market open today? Let's see. Let's see here. Is market open on Columbus Day? Yeah, let me know. Okay, why isn't this opening up? I want to know. Okay, we're having a little problem in the back office. I'm not happy with this. All right, let's see what's going on. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, so if it was the market closed early today. Is that what happened? Nope, that's July 3rd. It says market will close early at 1 p.m. Holidays and trading hours. Is New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ will keep normal hours Monday and open from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. All right, looks like it was open today, October 9th. Investors hoping to unwind on Columbus Day should think again. I'm on Barron's right now, but it's a subscription site now. So, all right, so let's get into it. Let's get into some things. So I'll give you a stock, for instance. Why don't I just pull up something? I'm going to put this on the screen. Why don't we talk about Raytheon, right? Somebody was talking about Raytheon. I think it was CNBC, which just gives you an idea. And then you start talking about McDonnell Douglas. You start talking about Aerojet, who does the jet propulsion systems. You start talking about a few different companies. And then you start going into defense companies. Victor Morrell says, I was doing trading today, but aren't you doing options? Because I think options you can do all the time. Let's see. Unless you're doing something else. Let's see here. Yeah, it appears stock markets. Okay, that's not what I need. Let me go. Oh, man, this is not good. Barron's came up. Not good. Okay, I'm going to go to CNBC just to make it simple. So oil prices jumped more than 4% in the wake of Hamas attack on Israel. Okay, I'm glad they mentioned that because this right here is something that will go up. Even though oil is down at 924, which is kind of weird. So we're going to see how long this goes, but this will start creeping up if this continues because other nations have to get involved. So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, Was going to go to Raytheon, right? Let's go. I don't know their stock symbol. It's I can't remember. Defense contractor, Raytheon, 72.9. Yes, today stock market was open. RTX, $3, 4.62% for the day. Went down, man. Somebody, okay, 71, 72. That's interesting. So why are they saying 4 point? Okay, almost 5% today. Look, Boeing, naturally, Air, Lockheed Martin. Look at this, 9%, ladies and gentlemen. General Dynamics is another company. They're all right here, 8.43%. Look at this, like clockwork. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I'll click on, let me go with Lockheed Martin. So then it'll bring up somebody else, maybe Northrop Grumman, 11.43%. See, this is what we're talking about. If this continues, which it appears to be, these stocks already did a jump today. 11, you understand. Here's a perfect example. All the people who do not understand what's going to happen, and it's already too late today. But when you don't understand what's going to happen, you could have over the weekend, you knew what happened. Today, early morning, you could have done trades, or you could have waited till apparently it dropped down in the afternoon. 10:45 a.m., it dropped to 424. And look at this. This is crazy. This is crazy. Where's the 8% though? I don't see it. Where's the 9%? Let's see. 423. That's not, is that 9%? Really? That's not, that's 2.9%. Oh, 3%. It's $12. So it's 3%. So I don't know where they're getting 9% from. Unless there was an intraday, I don't know. But anyhow, what my point is, these are the times that they talk about that if you were not in the stock market to begin with, you lose out if you were, well, let's go, I'll go this route just to prove something. So look, it was 500. So it dropped all the way down here until what day is this? April 10th is today. So here we are. Oh, that's why 397. So this is a whole different ball game. $39 in one day. So here it is. Before hours, it looks like. But it was, if you would have bought on Thursday or this morning, let's see when it is. Oh, it would have had to have been Thursday or Friday. Friday, 395 at 397, October 5th. Interesting. What's the price? 400, October 6th on Friday. So $36. Yes, that's around 8%. There is the mystery. So again, if you would have been paying attention to the stock market, you would have loved what happened today. You'd be like, ride it, cowboy. Let's roll. So once again, I love that. That again, now here's the other thing to keep in mind about this particular stock, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. This is Lockheed Martin. They were at 500 6 months ago. 436 is way down from 500. With the war situation, that means this could ride up in who knows how long. Are you going to take a ride with it? Possibly. Let's go look at General Dynamics. Let's go see what they've been doing over the last 6 months. Look at here, another spike. They were at 230 6 months ago, 216 up to 238. That's $22. That's more than 10%. What's this? October 5th, 216. So what happened? October 6th on Friday, 220. Okay, so we have a little under 10%, but still, if you would have been paying attention, and heaven forbid if you would have bought something down here at 205, but nonetheless, if you were paying attention, you had that nice 8-9% increase in stock price. Remember, a lot of these ETFs, that you're holding or mutual funds or anything like that, they get like 9% annually, 8% annually. And if you start thinking opportunity investing, this gives you an upper hand because now you go, wait, that's 9% right now. Am I going to hold this? If I would have embarked on this on Thursday or Friday after you heard about it, if you would have embarked on that, you could have gotten your 8, 9, 10% increase right here. Now, are you going to hold it, or you're not going to cash out? I wouldn't think, because then you got to pay out 25% of it. But with the war going on, this is only going to increase because they're going to be ordering products from these companies. Here's Boeing, which I don't know what's actually going to happen with Boeing, but let's go look. Yeah, they've been going straight down. No uptick from Boeing. I don't even know if they're in the defense industry, but I'm pretty sure they are. They're an American company. Usually they have defense contracts. But so far, Boeing is getting no love or barely any, basically no love. 188, no big deal. All right. But the other guys, the defense contractors that everybody loves, those guys are doing damage. And here's RTX again. So let me do it a different way too, because I don't know, I'm missing somebody. Defense stocks, defense stocks. There's somebody I'm missing. Rocket Lab. There we go. I want to see what they are. RKLB. Let's see here. Rocket Lab stocks. Okay. Wow. Early morning shot up to 4.65, but you could have gotten in at 440. Interesting. 4.5%. Pretty close. 4.7. Then after hours went up a little bit more, almost 5% if you're holding. Rocket Labs, once again, something to consider. It only went up, 12 cents, it looks like 2.6 on the day, but in reality, could have done 5%. So these are pretty substantial gains in a day. And this is why people say dollar cost average, because your ETF, your mutual fund, you could have had a company that purchased, they're smart. They know they would have done it on Friday, or actually they would have known on Thursday. They would have bought at the lower price point Thursday or Friday. So there would have been a 5 to 10% increase already. And then they pass that on to you as the fiduciary of the ETF or mutual fund. And they say, okay, we got our 5 to 10% right here, but what do we think is going to happen going forward? And they know what's going to happen. It's going to be another week or two of conflict minimum. So they're going to ride the wave. And they know these companies are going to get orders. And not just from, here's the funny part, not just from Israel. They're going to get orders from Hamas. And not just Hamas, but in the Middle Eastern region, North African region. Everybody's going to order up stuff, right? You understand this, right? So it's not just them, because they're thinking, well, what happens if Hamas did what they needed to do? And what happens if Israel stamps it out? But there's people on both sides that want Hamas to keep doing what they're doing. And then there's people on the other side that want Israel to stay the status quo. So that means arms are going to be traded all over the world. It's going to be crazy, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can tell you. Opportunity investing. It looks like we have somebody here that has a little history lesson for us. Let's see what he's got to say. HUBC, Israeli security company, up 241% at one point today. Oh my God, I'd never heard of this company. Thank you, man. Thank you. Woo! There you go. Put this on your radar for next time. There's always a next time. But wait, it's only 67 cents. It's 180% as of right now and holding steady. What is this company? What's going on with Hyper? Yeah, we all want to know. Israeli firm, Hub, cybersecurity spikes 160. Cyber attack threat. Yes, definitely. I forgot about that. Geez, thank you for mentioning this. My goodness. Welcome, NASCAR All Out, to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with a complete gem. I have to admit, that's a great, great stock symbol, cheap as well. I don't know, you got to do your own due diligence, ladies and gentlemen, but I will say this. Now we know what stocks so we're going to have this evolution. It'll get worked out because everybody around the world has no interest in seeing this conflict, right? So it'll be stamped out eventually. We just don't know if it's going to be in the next 5 days, the next 7 days, 10 days, 15 days, whatever. So every time this occurs, now we have a stock that you need to write down. H is in Henry, U, B is in boy, C is in Charles. Put that on your ticker list. So whenever you hear something going on against Israel, doesn't have to be Hamas, Palestinians. It could be somebody else, an Arab nation, right? So now you know what stock could pop, and it's so inexpensive that even if it's just a little bit, it goes up. Even if it goes up, what did it go up? Let's see here. It went up like 43 cents. Jesus, what was it? It was under 4 cents. This is crazy. 31 cents. Holy smokes. And at the peak today, wow, that's incredible. 146%. Oh, over that. At the peak, 79 cents, 156. But it's interesting. So there's something out of the blue. Thank you so much for that. NASCAR All Out, dropping a gem. Do your own research, ladies and gentlemen, because this is crazy. Great one. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking. PRZO, Israeli-based aerospace company, up 145% today after it was up 129% on Friday. Thank you for this hot information, PRZO. This is another one. Put down, get your pen, pads, and papers, ladies and gentlemen. Some more gems for the future and right now. Opportunity investments. Whoa, what's happening here? This is not coming up. This is oh, let's go. PRZO, right? Okay. $2.70 plus $1.54. Wow, that is incredible. And why are we having a black screen here? Why are we having a blank screen? Oh, that's cute. Okay, that is really cute. Huh. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I don't know what to tell you. We're having a blank screen from the gyms. But everybody else, you can go check it out. This is crazy. Real crazy. At George's Charles, good question. I built my portfolio where I get dividends almost every day. JEPI and TSLY are leading the way, paying like a clock every month. Exactly. Amazing how compounding works. Yes, we've been talking about it for years. It keeps rolling, ladies and gentlemen. You can't stop it. The wonders, as Einstein said, of compound investing. Do you reinvest your dividends at Victor? Yes. It's money making money for you. You don't have to do anything else. Just roll. Let it sit there. George's Charles, for options portfolio, I stay away from selling calls around big dividend days. For SPY and QQQ, which are the two ETFs I trade. The other one I trade is Tesla for juicy premiums. Hey, he's dropping dimes. He's dropping information, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. You should be getting this information hand delivered to you. Write it down. This is the Money Making Monday. Notice we don't have a course to sell you. Notice we're not saying send us 5 Gs, 10 Gs, 3 Gs, 1 G, 500, 250. We're saying this is here to help people. Welcome to the SSN Nation. This is what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Victor Morrell, for sharing these gems and explaining, because a lot of people like myself, I don't do trading. So there are people that are sitting here listening to what you're or watching what you're saying, and they very well could say, you know what, it's time for me to learn how to do some trading. For me, I just can't wrap my head around it. For options portfolio, I stay away from selling calls around big dividend days. All right. Do you reinvest your dividends? From George's Charles. Let's see. He's going to answer. George's Charles. No, I direct all my dividends from Fidelity and Robinhood into my cash accounts daily, and then I reinvest them into TSLY, JEPI, KLIP. These three will carry me at retirement. Okay, so what he's doing is he has dividends coming in from a one brokerage, and when it does, he just has it sent over. So he's actually using dividends to buy more stock, which is the idea of reinvesting, but he's not doing it on that particular stock. He's putting it into a higher rate of return. All these, in case people do not know, JEPI's around 10%. TSLY, if I'm not mistaken, is around 40 to 50. KLIP, well, I don't know. Let's go look. KLIP. I should say, what is it? That's the one that I'm not familiar with. Wait, I'm having a blackout here. Okay. I see how they're doing it. They're putting me on the blackout list. After NASCAR All Out, put in some gems. Okay, I can't pull up anything in my Google. This is cute. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, these three will carry me out. So he's not reinvesting, but the question is this. In your TSLY, JEPI, KLIP, are you reinvesting in those three? You're using those. So he's double investing. He's saying he's taking out dividends from his Fidelity and Robinhood, putting it into his cash accounts, and then he's reinvesting them into TSLY. So he's double investing in reality, which actually that explodes the dividend returns, especially when you start talking about 10%, 25, 30, 40%. That explodes it because you're actually putting additional money in that you didn't have to earn at a higher clip. That's very, very smart. I love it. I love it. Very nice to hear. I think that's what you're doing, right, Victor Morrell? Because you're reinvesting the TSLY, the KLIP, and the JEPI. Brian P's in the house. Another investor is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream with the icon next to his name. And he says, hello, Eric. Hello to you. I hope all is well with you. Yes, it is. Hello, SSN family. I got the notification and video. All right, that's 7 people tonight. Come on. We got to break the record. Let's get to double digits. Please smash that like button. And if you like what I'm talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. If you like what the chat room is talking about, dropping valuable information for your future passive income, then hell, smash the like button and say also in the chat room a thank you, because these guys are here. They don't have to be. Again, I don't know everything. Nobody knows everything. That's why it's very helpful when you have like-minded people dropping gems where you can go look and see if it's worthwhile for you to put your money behind. And tonight, my, when you start talking about, again, there's a lot of, in fact, I don't even know if I can do this right now because I'm getting apparently blocked. I'm having white screens on Google. This is strange. Okay, so now I'm going to YieldMax ETF. Whoa, wait, what's happening here? Oh, they changed their screen. Okay, I can live with this. I like this one even better. Oh, you guys can't see it? What the heck? Oh, these guys are funny today. Nice. Exactly. That's how you do it. I mean, yes. Victor Morrell, he's saying it. He's saying, yes. Any dividends I receive, regardless of the stock, I don't reinvest in the same stock. I use the received dividends to continue to get TSLY, CLIP, and JEPI. Fat. Exactly. I can't blame him. Look on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. There's the TSLY. You do see that 50. I still can't believe that. That's a distribution. But I'm going to show you guys something in a second because it's very hard to believe when you see these. And you know people are piling money into these. OARK is ARK, and they're talking about distribution rate is not. See, that's the thing, distribution rate. But some people would say, hey, give me that 4.65, 30-day. Give me the 4.97. Some people would say, give me that. Some people would say, give me the 50 distribution, the 30%, the 30% for APLY, the 30. What happened to the 14? That's even better. The 36.7 for NVIDIA, 39.5 for Amazon option income strategy. You have, whoa, coin. Okay, I don't know what that is, but that's outrageous right there. 37, 15.8. So some people would say, okay, Eric, we need to go look at the prospectus. In case you don't know what UMAX ETFs are, you got to study this. Don't just take our words for it. Go over here, look at it, familiarize yourself. If you still haven't downloaded Robinhood and Webull and received your free stocks, they're down below in the description box. If you still, even though we're talking stocks, if you still want to get into something else like real estate investing, pre-construction, we have something November 6th through the 8th in Dominican Republic that you can sign up for. We're going to have people there. So that link is down below in the description as well. But here's what I'm going to do. We're going to go over and look at this, for example, this prospectus here. And you'll see if they have it right. I liked how they had it before. Oh, this isn't what I really wanted. Hold on a second. No, they changed up. I loved how they had their distribution before. I don't see it here now. Huh. Hold on. Let me see if they have their disclosures still. They changed their website. It used to have disclosures for us so we can actually go look at it for all of these, but they showed OARK and they would show their dividend payouts from the past or this year. And so then you could see that they changed them. Sometimes it's 36 cents, sometimes it's 50 cents, sometimes it's $1. It changes, but I don't see here. They don't have it anymore. That's not cool to me. Maybe we'll make a change. Let's go check this out. Let's see. I'll just go to TSOY and see if they have their disclosures. Distribution, single insurer risk. Here's our distribution details. So see here, the one in October is going to come out. Well, you would have had to buy by the 6th in order to get a dividend payable. But here's the previous dividend. If you bought by the 6th, basically just buy by the 5th every month. It was 58 cents. In August, it was 83 cents. In July, it was $1. But see, let's see, 90 cents, 90 cents, 99 cents, 44 cents. So it fluctuates the way they do their fund. So download premium discount. What is this? Hold on a second. We have something else. Premium discount, BBPS. Okay. Days traded at premium 2023. They've premium discounts 153 days. Wow. Okay. Days traded at a discount 2023 is 34. I don't know what that means, but maybe somebody can enlighten me because, again, I don't actually do trades. But here we go. 755 million in net assets. 13.84 is that NAV price. So there you go. I see they separated it now. Percent is outrageous when you start realizing you can get 99 cents a month or $1 per month, and the stock itself only trades at, in fact, what is TSLY trade at? Isn't it like 16 cents, $16? Let's go look. Heck, these guys, man. All right. So this is one. Wait, what happened here? This is one that they changed. 30. See, this was hovering around 14. Risk information, derivatives. There's always derivatives. Had to buy by the 6. Okay, knew something was going to happen. So I'm out here. Here we go. Let's see who this. Oh, I see. You guys didn't see it. I didn't realize they were opening up separate windows. Of course. All right. So what you see on the screen, you're not seeing what I see. Okay, saying, hey, Eric, you keep freezing up. Thank you for letting me know. In fact, I see that. Thank you so much. In fact, I got to drop some windows. I have a lot of windows open from different browsers as well, including this browser. I have a lot of. Okay, let me say something else while I'm here doing this. Here we go. You guys can see on the screen now. This is this APLY? Look, so this month, is that really going to be 47 cents? That's what it looks like. October, if you got by October 5th, you bought the stock APLY, you're going to receive 47 cents per share. APLY, we'll get into it for a second, but previously it was 22 cents, 55 cents, 63, 28. So far this year, well, not this year, but only in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, that's $1.50. Let's call it $2.10. So we'll go to APLY stock. Let's see if we can see our yield maxes. There we go, $18. Not bad. $2 on $18 so far in only about 4 or 5 months. So what happened before June? Maybe it was 30 cents. Maybe it was 25 cents. Maybe it was 60 cents. So 10% already just in the last 4 months. That's pretty impressive. And I'll go back 1 month because at that point, anytime in the last month, you would have been a little bit higher possibly or lower, depending on if you previously bought. Now, if we go back 6 months, $20 down stock wise, $1. What is that? $1.41. But I guess you've made up for it in these $2 plus dividends per share, which makes this very interesting. So now here's also what's interesting. Notice these stock prices are coming down for YieldMax. I think one of my thoughts on this is as more people get in, it starts stabilizing. All right, here we go. Thank you so much for this, Brian P. TSLY is 1375. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculously low. I know JEPI has a lower yield, but they have the brand name behind it, JP Morgan. Plus, they're battle tested. It has been around since May 2020 and can use to pay monthly. I agree with you 100%. I still hold fast with that idea as well. JEPI, JEPI, and JEPQ, it's JP Morgan. They're a Fed bank. Victor Morrell has been putting money in, I think, every month or so. And at one time, JEPI was at almost 10.7 to 11%, and JEPQ was over 11%. So some of the money is earning like 11.4% if you had JEPQ, and some of it's earning 10.8, 10.7, even 11% if you invested when it was around 11% for JEPI. So now it might be 9.9 or 10%, but the fact of the matter is it's JP Morgan. I'll take 10% all day from a Fed bank. And then I'll use that money and put into maybe a little higher riskier type of things like a YieldMax ETF. And so my principal's still going to be intact. I could even leave a little bit, even if it's just kibbles and bits, into JEPI so it reinvests some there at the same time. But either way, it's a win-win. I agree with this 100%. You want something very stable. Just like your income, you want it to be stable. So then you can say, I know I'm going to have 10%. I know this is going to be here in the long run. YieldMax ETFs, again, I don't, I don't really know what's going to really happen at these high yields, but I suspect what I was about to say was I suspect when more people enter, that means, in my eyes, distributions get spread out over more people. I don't know how that correlates. There's a curve that's going to happen, and I don't know when it flattens because now you have to pay a lot more people dividends. And even if it's exponential. So even if I make $1 million and I have 10 people, now you say, okay, that's simple. $1 million of distribution. We give 10 people that. But what happens when we have 20 people? Now we're giving each other 500,000 or 550,000. And now you're like, okay, that's nice, but how much would the company stock sell for once you get more people in and more people holding the stock, not really trying to sell it based on the value? So again, that changes. If that's why the stock may start coming down, but the yield returns also might go up because of it. That's the funniest thing, right? So it's a catch-22. So keep your mind open and think like this. But again, always pay attention. It's not a set it and forget it when you go with this high risk. If it's JEPI, JEPQ, if it's AGNC or something like this, I'm pretty much set it and forget it. But the YieldMax ETFs, until proven otherwise, I'd pay attention. That's all I'm going to say, because the return rates that they're giving is obscene. Obscene. All right. And I got something else to say about this stock market as well. If you guys do not, in fact, the YieldMax ETFs, let me see if I can go back to, their front page. Because on their front page, I want you guys to notice something. I like how they change. Actually, but this isn't too bad either. Okay, let's see. Can we get here? So what I'm referring to is this. This is very interesting. Look at these companies. Tesla, they're doing ARKK, they're doing Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Google. I don't know if that's Coinbase or not, but Netflix, Disney, Microsoft, JP Morgan. That's interesting. 15. That's interesting. AMD, no percentage thus far. Does that look like PayPal? So the thing is this. These companies right here, do you know a lot of the majority stakeholders is like Vanguard and BlackRock, right? With Warren Buffett and those guys and a few of these. That's who are the majority, or not majority. They have the most stock shares. There may not be over 50%, but what I'm saying is they might hold 10%, they might hold 15% of these companies, Vanguard and BlackRock, which makes it very interesting, because the question is, I want to know, what are these guys doing with this here at 50%? Because this is crazy. Because if they put in billions of dollars into these stocks, or are they going to put billions of dollars into YieldMax? I don't know what YieldMax actually is, but maybe they do a different type of it. I think about this is why we can't catch the billionaires. The wealthy, we can't catch, because all they had to do was go, you know what? I got under management. We have 100 billion or more. So why don't we just put $1 billion over here and see what happens? And then at the end of the year, these guys are like, well, we just made $500 million. Right. But remember that $500 million is in BlackRock. Right. They're not responsible for giving the shareholders all the 500 million. They could say, damn, man, we got $500 million in here. Let's just cash this stuff out. Why don't we split up? Hey, you get a bonus over here for 500,000. You get a bonus for $1 million. You get a bonus. We got 500 more millions to give out, or 499 more millions to give out. right? So think about it. And then they, like I said, they tell their holders that, hey guys, we made like 9% this year or 12%. You're happy, right? So I'm just saying these are the type of things that the big boys, why we can't catch them. So you have to be a big boy yourself. You have to be the CEO, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So keep that in mind. Let's go. PH. Is that PH? Parker Hannifin. If that's PH, it's shot up. Refers an American corporation, motion and control technologies. That shot up over the day. 387 to 395 is 2% apparently. No, I've never heard of it. Outperformed stock rises Monday, trading below value. I don't know what they're doing. This would indicate, here we go. Let's see what Google says. Out of 14 analysts, 6 are recommending PH as a strong buy. Interesting. If you're new to stock investing, here's how to buy Parker Hannifin stock. Isn't it on the New York Stock Exchange? Okay. Robinhood, Webull. And if some of you want to set it and forget it and not have to worry about it, you don't want to go in with ETFs, you don't want to go to ARKA, you don't want to go into Tesla, you don't want to buy individual stocks, that's fine. We have something for you down below. It's called Wealthfront. Here's the thing about Wealthfront. Most ETFs charge a fee. Wealthfront doesn't charge any fee if you put in $500 up to $4,900. Anything less than that, in between those numbers, 500 to 4,900, they manage your portfolio for no cost. Now, of course, once you go over into the 5,000 range, then of course they start taking their probably the 0.75% annually. I believe that's the number as a fee. But hey, we will see. No, I have not heard of PH before, but you just dropped it. So now people can do their own research. It has, let's see what's happened over the last 6 months. Okay, last 6 months, it's up 25%. See, Brian P., you should have mentioned 6 months ago. What about PH? It rises Monday. Again, it looks like motion and control technologies. Again, if you're going to be in war, if this is a well-known company, I've never heard of them, subsidiaries, Meggitt, Clarcor. Let's go see who their subsidiaries are. Wow. Lord Corporation. Velcon Filters, Dominic Hunter. This is interesting. Jeez, who are these guys? United Air Specialists, Rectus, Helac, Exotic Metals. Who are these guys? Huh. Silog, Karada, SSD Drives, Inc. Okay, that's interesting. Parker Polyflex, Jesus. Whitaker Corporate, Rayco. Nice. Okay, there's at least a couple in here that rings bells. Aircraft Braking Systems Corporation. They can't be, well, it says they're subsidiaries. Sterling Hydraulics. Oh, yeah, all this is needed for wartime. Jeez, they're in Japan as well. Worldwide. International company. Nice. Wow. That's it. Total Filtration. So they have a few components here for if they get defense contracts, they're in there. That is very, very interesting. Parker Hannifin Corp. We got to write these down. I got to keep this for the future. Quite frankly, we have to keep this for the future. Good grief. Where's my pins at? Holy smokes. Next time, whenever war breaks out or before war breaks out, we need this. Where's my pins? What's happening here? Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, here goes another one, PH. Let me write this down. Hold on a second. What was that other one that Brian P? I can't remember all these symbols. What was that other one, Brian P, that you mentioned? Oh, no, NASCAR All Out. HUBC. That was one. And then he did, I wasn't able to look up PRZO for some weird reason. But this is interesting. And also PRZO is for cyber attacks, right? I believe that's who they were. No, that was HUBC. HUBC was for cyber attacks on Israel. I like it. I like it because that's how it works. If you bring down your Wi-Fi or take that down, now you can't don't your guidance systems aren't working, and a bunch of other things. You can't transfer information rapidly, so that is pretty serious. I like it. So thank you for that. Okay, I went back a little just in case I missed something. Curtis Davis is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He has the icon next to his name, and he brings his brand of tagline tonight. Good evening, SSN family. Thank you. Good evening to you, Eric, dropping facts. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And ladies and gentlemen, he's known as Mr. Financial in these streets. He helps people on these YouTube streets, his own channel, under Chili Davis with 2L, CHILLY Davis. If you had the link to his channel, which I do, but you know what? I didn't get the notification today. He drops gems every day, help people get information for financial news and updates throughout the day. So I would have known that the stock market was opened earlier today, but I didn't get any notification. I'm a subscriber at his channel, Chili Davis. Please, you subscribe to his channel. Click the all notification bell because he drops info, and I'm pretty sure he dropped something already today while the stock market was moving up for those defense contract stocks. Beautiful stuff. Good evening, SSN family. Eric dropping facts. Oh, this is going to be very, very interesting. PH pays dividends. Oh, my. Let's go look at this. 1.5%. Okay, it's an Apple, it's a Microsoft, but nonetheless, I like some of the components that they have as their subsidiaries with the aircraft braking systems, with the hydraulic systems. I'm liking what I see there. The Alt Air UK, Dominic Hunter Group, Rayco. I'm liking what I see in some of these areas. So Parker Polyflex. That's good. SSD drives, excellent. So they have subsidiaries, United Air Specialists. I like this. Miller Fluid Specialist. Again, Dominique Hunter. Again, Lord Corporation. All good. All good. All good. I like, they have I've never even heard of this company, but I mean, this Parker Hannifin. They've been hiding out just like Warren Buffett's companies. Here's Lord, ladies and gentlemen. Adhesives, coatings. This is what you need when wartime breaks out. Technologies for industries such as aerospace, automotive, oil and gas, and industrial. 1924. There you go. This is Lord. People don't know about Lord more than likely. Most people don't know about Clarcor more than likely. Filtration systems and packaging. All right. These guys manufacture distribution sites. So once again, when you need filtration, you need breathable air, oxygen's going through. They have several filter companies, actually, it looks like. So this makes things very, very interesting. So there you have they're very happy that war has broken out and we supply Israel. We don't supply Hamas. Not directly anyhow. All right. So again, this is very, very exciting for a lot of people. Thank you for dropping this PH gem. Even though the $1.50, I mean, the 1.5% dividend isn't so much the thing. This is just another stock that we need to pay attention to. Paul Castillo's in the house. Another investor is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. He says, Eric, Airbnb is going up. Really? Why? I wonder why Airbnb is rising. Why would Airbnb stock go up? Is there an infusion of some sort of capital? I mean, here we go again. I have a blank screen. What the hell? There we go. 120. Oh, yes. Yes, it shot up today. What is going on? Oh, this is interesting. It started at, well, 121 at 9:40 a.m. and now it's at 127. But it was 124 at the outset. But still, that's significant drop and then a rise of almost 5%. There's something very interesting that came out. Remember, I told you guys I knew about Airbnb way back in the day when it was just, we're going to be sleeping on couches. That was their stuff. And I'm like, what? Okay. Founded in 2007 out of San Francisco apartment. I want to read this myself because I find out he's like startling. He was going to pull that Elon Musk sleeping in your job space, right? Started with friends. Let's see. No, he's not saying anything about it. He's not saying, oh, that's nothing. I wanted to hear the other stuff. When the startup came about, Uber, let's hear what he had to say when he's telling people, yeah, man, 10,000, 15,000 for some shares, 25,000 for some shares. That's all it took. But then you would have had to wait like 10 years before they went public. 10 years of a run. So a lot of people, opportunity cost is misunderstood. Let me give you an example. What happened is in probably 2009, 2008. So when he's running around trying to get, this is Uber, trying to get 15,000, 10,000 from people, and you had a crisis, the Great Recession, people were like, have you lost your mind? What are you talking about? Who's going to get in cars with strangers and this, that, and the other? And Airbnb was the same way. People were like, what do you mean? People are going to just go to strangers' homes and do all this stuff? And they're both the same way. But if you were doing Airbnb and they were selling you shares, you were doing Uber, they're giving you shares, you would have had to wait during, let me show you guys something. Let's show you something here. Dow Jones. You would have had to wait 10, 11, potentially 12 years. Yes, you might have made out like a bandit, but you would have got diluted. Okay, so they got other investors to come in, meaning more shares, which means you got diluted, maybe down to 0.00 whatever worth. But again, why are we having this issue here? Dow Jones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out. If I have it on, let me put it on screen. This is opportunity cost, and this applies for all assets. So here we are, right here, 2009. Uber, Airbnb. If you're in California in the Bay Area, you knew about these. Well, you might have known about these companies when they were trying to sell, hey, we're a startup. Hey, will somebody give us 10,000, 15, 20, 25,000? Somewhere around here. I just can't remember. But nonetheless, this is what I'm referring to, opportunity cost loss, because if you would have given somebody 25,000, look at what happens if you could have bought $25,000 worth of stock anytime in 2009. Well, not anytime, but 2008, November was 8,900. March 6, 2009, the Dow Jones was at 6,600. So if you would have been doing anything during that time, and you said, I'm going to put my 25,000 into the stock market, Dow Jones, ETF, whatever, look at what would have happened. Okay, the 8,000 is 4 times the number. So yes, you would have had 100,000. And then some, maybe. And I don't know what would have happened with your value of your Airbnb or Uber. But depending on what you invested in, we have a 400 almost, right? Three times, but we'll call it 4 times. 3 times the number, 4 times the number. So you'd be roughly around $75,000 to $100,000. But the question is, what would you have done when it doubled? That's the question, right? After 5 years, it would have doubled. What would you have done? 25 to 50. Would you then have taken it out and put it into something else like tech stocks? Because at this point, 2014, 2015, Amazon, Apple, Tesla, all these guys, which are prevalent today, you might have said, you know what? I got to put at least 5 grand, 10 grand into some Tesla or Apple or whatever. And those guys would have split, and you would still get to receive dividends on the Apple and Microsoft and things like that. Not Tesla, but Tesla would have given you at least what, 10 splits, 5 to 1, 3 to 1 during this time in the last 7, 8, 9 years. Apple, same splits. And you get a rise in the stock price as well. That's a win-win. So what's the value? The opportunity cost, because you locked your money up back here in 2008, 2009. And you're sitting there like, I can't do anything. It's already gone. So this is what happens when we're buying our real estate. So every time your real estate is delayed, if you're going from scratch, somebody says, oh, I'm going to go build a house. I'm going to build an apartment. I'm going to build a hotel. I'm going to build multifamilies. I'm going to build an office space. Every time you've put money out, that means now that money's off the table. So that's why dividend investing is so special, especially when you can get over 10 to 12 to 15 to 20%. It's very special. When it's only like 3%, 5%, it's not really that noticeable. But when it's over 10, 12%, 15, 18, 20, and heaven forbid this yield max ETF stuff at 25, 30, 35, 40, that's outrageous. You will notice a pop when you start getting into over 15% annually for dividend returns. You'll be like, wait, I only put the same thing holds. If I put $10,000 in a 10% annual return 13, 14 years ago, we already ran the numbers on Friday at these type of rates. You would have probably $1 million by now if you kept investing and reinvesting, putting money in a little bit, even $50 per month. This is what we're talking about here. You have no idea what happens. All right, enough. I had my speech. We're going to keep going. But that's what opportunity costs are. Now, somebody's dropping NASCAR All Out's coming back with some other information. MTEK, another Israeli drone company, similar to PRZO, it was up 50% today. Yeah, if it's drones. Thank you, MTEK. I'm writing all these down. I never check Israeli stocks, but this is going to be major. Right now, they're going to get pops. Once they get back to the freedom train, I don't think there's going to be that much pop in these. I have a watch list of 77 low float Israeli stocks for tomorrow. We'll be watching for PR drops in the morning. Exactly. Very smart, NASCAR All Out. Thank you for mentioning this. Sure, you mentioned energy stocks, COP, XOM. Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely. Anytime you're doing stuff in North Africa, make sure you get things handled. All right. NASCAR has just dropped. He's just dropping the info. Indo, IMPP, HUSA, 9, which I've heard of. MARPS were low float energy stocks that ran during the start of the Ukraine war. They all had mini runs today except for MARPS. There we go. He's dropping some Ukrainian information. I love it. Special tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting a lot of homework in. Even I have to do the homework tonight. This is very, very special night. I have to admit, it's the Money Making Monday live stream. All right, right. 2007 to 2010, economic crisis. Homes went down 20%. Jobs limited until 2010. Exactly. Look who else is in the house. Brian P. brings his, oh, yes, ARETF, ARR. That's a REIT, ladies and gentlemen. It's dropping in price. We got to go look at this. Damn near 30. I can't believe this. That means the stock has dropped. So it's a catch-22. The stock is dropping like a rock, and the dividend rate increases, and it's almost like a catch-22 if this is true. Let's see what it shows. Golly, there was a pop today. Okay, I show 24.72%. if we're talking about ARR. If we're talking, well, maybe you're talking about ORC because I know that's in the 20s. ORC popped a little. It's at 24 as well. Okay, well, there we go. IEP, IEP, looks like we're back, is 21.37. Sheesh, nice. Now we got to go AGNC. Is that going to be around 15? Let's see, 15.84. Everything's going well. Let's see, what else? NLY. Yep, there's Annaly on the right. They're at 14.39. What about Refi is probably at what, 12%? Let's see. Yep, 12.69. Where's our PSEC? Are we at 11.5 yet? Let's see. Can we get there? 12. I like it. Not the old day 17, but we're still in the double digits. The old standby still kicking. And we already talked about AGNC. Oh, Dynex. I can't remember the stock symbol, though. Let's go look. 13.20. All right. Capital Corporation as well. So, again, hopefully that gives you something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't like the YoMax ETFs, maybe you like the others. ARRE. Oh, I don't know. Let me go look at something. That's not a, is that an ETF though? Let's go see. No, it's still not. Okay, so it's a REIT. Yeah, so we're at 24.72, but you know what he's taught? Let's see, what was it earlier? 18.65. Oh, earlier in the day. Now the $19.42 price means the dividend yield went down. So this is a difference of, let's see here, 4%. That's what he's referring to. So it probably was a lot higher because it went up 1865 to another 80 cents. So yeah, that's significant. That took it down 3 or 4 percentage points. Two Harbors, I forgot about two. TWO is another ETF. Man, can you imagine the Fed's not increasing interest rates? 14.65%. And everybody getting to run off into the sunset with these REITs that are giving people 15, 18, 20, 24, 22, 21%. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? You guys can win when they mess up. Looking good today. You got that right. It's looking good. Holy smokes. Opportunity is knocking, ladies and gentlemen. War impact on the stock market. Not for you. You guys just got some gems dropped in here tonight. You can't make this up. You got a lot of homework to do. I got a lot of homework to do. I'm loving every bit of this. All right, let's get into something else. Because again, I have to remind everybody, November 6th through the 8th, we're going to be in the Dominican Republic. Make sure you join us. Try to join us. The reason why you might want to join us is we've been talking pre-construction real estate now for almost 4 years, 3.5 to 4 years. In the Dominican Republic, the pandemic actually set things back, quite frankly, to allow more people to get in at a lower price. Now, this is you can go to Miami too. You can search the channel. I love Miami properties for those that want to do a higher end, well, maybe not higher end. I should use the word higher priced, all right? But they do have some spectacular projects that they have built down there in Miami. I've talked about Lofty Brickell. You can go see that, loftybrickell.com. Nativo, Miami. They actually did something unique. They were the first place that was approved in downtown Miami for short-term rentals with allowing Airbnb VRBO written into their coding. All right. So there will never be a problem with people doing short-term rentals in Lofty Brickell, in Nativo, in 501 residences. But the beauty of all these is that they started out reasonable. Nativo started out $324,000 for a studio. A one-bedroom was $400,000, which a lot of people would say, Eric, that's a lot of money. But a two-bedroom was only in the $550,000s at Nativo. They're no longer that. They're all double that price. So except for the 2 bedroom is around 895, 900,000, something like that. And then the other larger units are all over $1 million. But Nativo did something crazy. They didn't talk about the Gale residences inside Nativo that are going to be available Q1. I don't know the price, but I'm just letting you guys know. Hot market, 800,000, 500,000, 600,000, downtown Brickell area, walking to what I like to always call American Airlines Arena, but it's no longer called that, where you can go to the music festivals in the park, go to the water. All of that is right downtown in that Brickell area. Some of the river runs through, like at Lofty Brickell. The river runs right by Lofty Brickell, and they're actually going to have their own little mini marina there. So, of course, you might pay $1 million, 800,000, 700,000. Then people can go across the water to the Dominican Republic, next door to Puerto Rico, and say, hey, I can't get that type unit, but I can get a unit like that could be a 4-bedroom at Cruise on Land that's only $267,000, fully furnished. Yes, it's not going to be like 1,800 square feet, but at least 1,500, 1,200. I can't remember how many square feet their 4 bedrooms amount to. But the point I'm trying to make is the price is right. And what you don't get in Miami is the space, for instance. You pay that type of money, they go vertical. So they'll have the boxing ring with the fitness and the spa and the restaurant and bars and the pool out on the deck that's on the 10th floor and library and all this nice stuff inside. Valet parking, security 24/7 right by the, that's beautiful, right? But then some people are like, okay, that vertical is nice. I get used to it. You can live in vertical. That's how people in New York City and most cities, you know, Chicago, LA, if you're downtown, you're vertical. Other people might say, well, I don't really like the vertical. I want a little spread out. I like little lakes and I like little basketball, soccer fields. I like spas and wellness centers too. I like commercial zones that I can walk to right here. Those type of things are in the DR because they have more space. But when somebody tells you you can buy 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, villas included for under $300,000, then you start going, well, okay, Eric, that's nice. But when I start saying no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, now all of a sudden your ears might perk up and be like, wait a minute, what did you just say? What I'm saying is you put 10% down, and then you make monthly payments while they're building the project at 0% interest. So you're putting down a total of 40 to 50% over the course of 2 years, 2.5 years, possibly. And then at the end of that time, now you will have to get your credit, because unless you have full cash to pay the 50%, then you're going to have to finance it in the DR more than likely, unless something happens over the next 2 years. But right now in the DR is what's going to be needed. So just think of it that way. And then you can start looking around. And yes, I do have a top 5 list, and all the lists all include the same thing. Sports complex. The sports complex usually have basketball courts, soccer field, pickleball courts, tennis courts for starters. All right. Some have more than that. Some have driving ranges. Some have a sports bar and deli, like, well, Vista Cana. They're the only ones, actually. And some have baseball fields. So I'm just saying. Some have an 18-hole golf course. Some have a 9-hole golf course. All this is within your secure gates. Some have a water park, Cruise on Land. Some says we're going to have a lazy river like Atlantida. Some say we're going to have 1 kilometer of a boardwalk with pools, beaches, and a wave pool, apparently. So waves come up in their man-made beaches. I don't know if Gennaro told me this. I'm still in shock by this. But it's not actually a wave park like at Cruise on Land, where you're going to have their own water park. But Atlantida has their own lazy river meandering through at River Island. So again, everybody has their own unique things. Vista Cana is going to have the largest man-made beach in Punta Cana, apparently, because theirs is going to be 70,000 square meters. And from what I'm told, the first man-made beach at Vista Cana is only roughly 25,000. And they're telling me at the beach is like 35,000. So if that's true, then it would be twice as big as the beach lagoon, their second man-made beach at Vista Cana. But then some would say, I like horseback riding. I want to do equestrian lessons. Well, then you need to be at Vista Cana. That's the complex. Some would say, I don't need the 18-hole golf course. I'll do the 9-hole golf course. I'll stay at Vista Cana. I like the sports complex. I like the Vista Cana beach clubs. And I like, the sports complex. Others would say, well, for me personally, I'm one of the others. I go, hey, man, I love Vista Cana. There should be an Eric Bird Boulevard in Vista Cana. I love Vista Cana. The prices are skyrocketing. But then in my heart, I always go with upscale luxury. And even though Vista Cana has these luxury upscale notes, when somebody tells me 5-star hotels, and we're trying to bring 5-star hotels, and we're going to have 6 of them in the complex, and then they tell me, well, they don't tell me, but I can see on the ridge, the water. Yes, I might be 4 miles away, but I don't really care if I'm 6 miles away. If I can sit there on my deck and see the ocean out there, and I can see the lights when it gets dark over the city, some people consider that beautiful. I do too. Lights in the distance. That's why Paris is so popular. The city of lights is what it's known. So that's why some would say, okay, 5-star, sports complex, university, hospital, mall downtown, casino, to match Cruise on Land's casino. All of a sudden, people are like, an 18-hole golf course and sports complex and these beach clubs, 1 kilometer, first phase, really? And you get in the beach clubs free. Other people have to pay for the beach club. And on the beach club boardwalk, you can see the water. Now you're you're going to be more than 12 feet high, but 15 to 20 feet higher, you're on the owner's level, where only owners of Larimar can come in. That is beautiful. So these are the things you have to think about. So now, what are you going to do? You can join us November 6th through the 8th. You can search through the channel and see the lawyer, Johan Confidante. He's going to be seen January 6th through the 8th. He's coming. You can see Gwen talking about Larimar. Danny Melky, part of the Larimar development team. You can see him November 6th through the 8th because Danny's going to be at the Larimar offices. Yes, Larimar has their own offices there, separate from Gennaro's office, separate from Gwen's office. So I'm just saying, Gwen's going to be there. Gennaro's going to be there. His wife is also an attorney that has argued before the Supreme Court in the DR. She's going to put in her words because guess what? She's backstopping the contracts at Larimar. She's the one that goes through all those. That's why Larimar has the one contract so far that says the price is what you buy. If you pay $130, you pay in $130. There is no inflation increases. All right. It says whatever you buy, that's what you're paying, unless they change the new contracts for the Breeze. I don't know. But again, I probably should get those just to double check, which I will now that I'm thinking about it, but they'll be in the house. You said I need fixtures, I need furniture. How about getting some furniture guys in the house to see what they got to say? Because we have power. We have over 50 people that have bought property in the Dominican Republic. Can you imagine if 10 to 20 of us said, hey, we want to get a furniture package and we have books and we have something we can look at, and then we can order it at, let's just call it a little above wholesale. Let's put it that way. They're shipping to the island the furniture in the first place. So why can't we get it at a wholesaler plus X amount % price? I think it's possible. Don't worry. I used to do deals. I'll still make it happen. So I think we'll be able to get something together if we start pooling together. We'll present it. But they'll be in the house to talk about their process that they're doing right now. We're going to have inspector come in because now this is a serious issue that could come up. We need an independent inspector that can go to these projects and say, hey, man, go over here for whatever. I don't know what they charge. We're going to find out. But my idea is here, go over there for $50, $100, do an update. Here's our people. Go check them out. Walk through where you think they may be or the buildings. Let us know how things are looking. And then get independent survey, even though some of these guys are great builders. But nonetheless, when you're dealing with skilled and unskilled labor, you never know what's going to happen. Plus, you don't know what the labor's like. All right. That's who we're going to have in the house. So just think of all these people. How much would it cost you to get all these people at your disposal to ask questions? That's just for starters. We got some more. Let me see. I can't remember everybody either. Oh, even better. For all y'all who want to build a villa, how about builders in the house November 6th through the 8th? You want to go sign up? It's $199 per person. Developer, builder in the house is also worth its weight in gold. If you can get somebody to build you something $100 per square meter or $1,000 per square meter, $100 per square foot, what if you could do that? Instead of having to do the open market where somebody says, oh, the land is included, so we have to charge you $125 per square foot. But now you say, well, wait a minute. I have the land already. I just need you to build on it. How much are you going to charge me? Because the land is worth something. So they have to charge you for the land in their building costs. But what if you already have the land? Is my building cost still going to be $125 per square foot? Because if you start saying something crazy like 75 or 55 or 70, 60, all of a sudden now you start waking up being like, wait a minute. I can build a 3,000 square foot house for 200 G's. That would be like $60,000. But I mean, $60 per square foot. That would be outrageous. That's probably not going to happen. But if somebody said like 90, let's say, you still might be like, wait, that's 270. And if I put it in this location, that could be very valuable. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is November 6th through the 8th. Get your tickets now. Get your airlines ready to rock and roll. Get there. Join me and the rest of some of the crew here in the SSN Nation. This is what it's looking like. So we'll see you there. And so far, I have to update this because we're going to have a lot more people. Brokers, Gennaro will be in the house. Some people might be saying, hey, maybe I want to become a realtor. What does it take? They were pretty loosey-goosey with the title of realtor in the DR. So that's what makes things very interesting. All right, I'm going to play a little promo like I always do. SSN Lifestyle like. So let's see here. Which one do I like tonight? You know what? I'm going to make a new one. In fact, I'm not going to play a SSN Lifestyle promo. I'm going to do this one. Haven't played this one in a while.
Land. There's no better time to buy than now, and no easier way to buy it than at the big public land auction coming to a city near you. You bid, you win, you're a landowner.
We were maybe $3,000 less than what we expected to pay, so we're very happy. Very happy.
Very. We got a great deal for 2.5 acres of land.
Hundreds of parcels must be sold, from city lots to 10, 20, even 100-acre parcels. Now you can get clear titled land at auction prices. Call to register now to reserve your seat. It's free, and you get the complete auction catalog. You don't need to be a real estate expert to bid.
This is my first time, and it was so easy. I love to work with them, and this is the first time I'm being here, but I'm planning to come back more and more and buy more properties.
Check out the properties you like. Look at maps online and at the auction. Do your homework, then attend the auction and win.
Great property. It was 5 acres, and I'm planning to do a lot with it, but I want to buy more properties now. That's why I'm here.
Land auction buying power means no middleman, no real estate commissions, and it's an auction, so you set the price.
I walked in and it was super simple.
You can get property 20%, 30% below retail value if you actually went there.
Down payments as low as $100, and Land Auction has easy financing available right at the auction.
Land auction financing was no problem whatsoever, sailed right through the process.
I'm not going to recommend land auction to anybody because then I'm going to give all the good deals away.
Visit landauction.com to see our auction calendar. Get ready to reserve your seat and come to the public land auction right in your city. It's free. It's fun. It's like nothing else.
Landauction.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. How about a little landauction.com? And I want you guys to understand something. This has nothing to do with the Dominican Republic, but a little bit. How it works with land is when home prices increase, land prices increase. That is the key. So when we start talking about next year, when they start reducing interest rates, or later this year, just think after 1, 2, 3 reductions, prices will already have started. So some of you may be going, okay, what's land have to do with this? Well, at discountlots.com, which, like I keep telling people, I think they have the inventory from landauction.com because it's similar. And you can go there. Again, no credit check, no qualifying, take over payments, put money down to get real estate. The cost of living is going to rise. So I don't recommend getting land in a hot market because you're going to have to pay taxes on it. In some cases, you might even have an HOA. So I would recommend you get something that's going to return money in your pocket passively, semi-passively. So that is the best thing to do, is to actually lock your prices in now for real estate. Whatever you can get, not land, so to speak, even though I like land when it's cheap, like now. But the point is, you don't get anything for holding land. Opportunity costs out the window. You could buy land for $4 grand, $5 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand, 50 grand. But the fact of the matter is you're holding it until you do something with it, or until the value increases by other means, meaning the area all of a sudden got hot and the developers are coming and building. Now your land is worth a lot more, but you'd have to time that perfectly. But in the meantime, you could be getting something with the same thing that you would be doing with discount lots. Instead of giving $2,000 to them, you could be given, well, you have to give more, but $10,000, $20,000 down payment. Then you would be making monthly payments until it's delivered. So keep that in mind. Or some of you may be interested in one other thing. There's a place called Sabana inside Vista Cana. That's right, behind gates. And then Sabana has their own gates. And at Sabana, it has an equestrian center. All of you, horseback riding, equestrian training, even if you like horses, a stable, a pastures, it's all there. But not only do they have that catered to the horse lovers, they have a little clubhouse, which is kind of cool. They added 3 pools now in their community, and a clubhouse, which has pools, and it has a co-working spaces upstairs, and has a little bar cafe in their clubhouse. They've expanded because, you know, I've talked bad about them before, but they're making some things happen. And they have owner financing. You heard me. Owner financing. It's going to cost you, because it only applies for the condos. Their 2-bedroom condos start at $196,000, which is reasonable. $205,000, $206,000 is the next. Owner financing for 9 years. It's not so much the 9 years, because it's 9.7%. What it really is based on the 2 years that's going to take for them to build it, because you're not going to want to carry that 9.7% when you could possibly get 7% or 6.5% and reduce your monthly payment and have a longer time than the next 6 years. So that's the thing that you should be thinking about. No credit check, no qualifying, owner financing. And yes, it's pricey. Let's just call it what it is. You would have to put 10% down. Well, they're asking for 20. But again, we've had a person here that was able to get a contract with them for 10% down, but it's not for the faint at heart, because you would have to pay like $3,000 per month, because there's only a limited months left, like 2 years. I mean, you have 8 years, but I was thinking of pre-construction. You have 8 years to do it, so the payments are going to be the same. $2,983 roughly for a for $227,000 2-bedroom with a terrace unit. The terrace is the only one upstairs, up top. Or you can get a 3-bedroom for $237,000, which is going to cost you nearly $3,000 per month for 8 years. But in 2 years, you get to move in. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. And in 2 years, it would be worth more. So all I'm saying is you'd be able to refi it at the purchase price. So it's a win-win for you. You have skin in the game. It's beautiful. So you can win that way too. Or if you don't like Punta Cana region, you might like Cabarete. Sosua Ocean Village in Cabarete, which is over by Sosua, Puerto Plata. They have owner financing at Sosua Ocean Village, which is a very, very nice complex that now has its own water park inside. The beach club overlooks the ocean because it's on a cliff by the ocean. So they have a sports complex, soccer fields, children's playground area. It's a community. It's very nice and still relatively inexpensive if you decide to go condos. The villas started pricing up. They have $1 million homes in there now. Of course, ocean view, less than 200 yards from the actual water, seeing out over the water. Yeah, you're going to have $1 million homes. So, of course, the villas cost $1 million. So that's another place. You can go Sosua Ocean Village, SosuaOceanVillage.com, I believe. I've done a video on them once or twice, so you can always search the channel for that. So that's pretty cool. So just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, as well. So now that brings it full circle. Our cost of living will rise. Now what? We've already given you the now what. You have to put yourself in position, starting your own business, or what I like to say, putting yourself in position to win. Again, November 6th to the 8th, you should be going over to the DR if you're an investor or business person thinking, can I get my hands on an existing business that somebody's selling right now because they're having a hard time right now, but a year from now when they add another 500,000 to 1 million new people that come into Punta Cana Airport, which could translate into another, 1,000 people, 2,000 people that would come by or into your establishment because you're there. Then you put a name out for you, and the name is important. And I don't mean the name that you call your business. What I mean is you can call your business whatever name you want. But when somebody comes the first time and they say, hey, I love this place, they start telling other people. They might even put it on social media. And so now when people come to the island, they say, hey, when I'm in Bavaro, I'll go here. When I'm in downtown, I'll go here. When I'm out in Verona, I go here. If I go somewhere else, Macau, down that way, I'll go here because I heard of this great place. You might have just started, but your cost of acquisition is going to be reduced because you're there before everything is built. And this is all people know. And if you do right, they're coming back and they're going to tell people. So that's what's going to happen when these popular condo resort places come into play. People are going to get on the airplanes, you land, and they're going to be like, wait, where are you staying at? And then people say, well, over there and over there. And then they're going to tell them, man, we did all this. And they're going to say, well, where are you staying? And then they'll say, not in an all-inclusive, I'm staying here. And they're going to, it gives you that aura. So that's why you want to find a business or create a business while the place is still almost jungle. In 2 years, this is going to look totally different. So this is why November 6th through the 8th, you should consider. And if you don't want to come November 6th through the 8th, that is fine. But you have an opportunity to start your own business. Larimar, on their beach. In fact, let me see if I have any pictures. Larimar on their beach clubs, they're going to have a shopping area. I don't think I have a picture, though. Oh, here we go. I might. No, I don't have it. Doggone it. I don't think this picture is going to show it. We'll give it a shot, but I don't think it's going to show. Let's see if it's going to. Well, maybe it's 3D almost. There we go. So yes, you can see. I can't put a pointer on here, but you see the Tiki Bar. That's where we're going to be hanging at. This is when Victor Morrell comes. We're going to be at the Tiki Bar. All right. But you'll notice beyond the Tiki Bar, you'll see the white. There are shops underneath there. These cannot be bought. They can only be leased so far, unless they change their mind. But I think they want to control the environment, so they want to be able to kick people out. So I don't think they're going to sell these here. They're going to be leased, so you'll have to be approved by Larimar and all that. But the point I'm trying to make is you could put shops in here, business in here. Gwen, who's a realtor, used to be a restaurateur. So what's he going to do? He's trying to get himself a restaurant down here because you're going to have instant business. These beach clubs, people have to pay to get into. But the owners of Larimar in the towers, they can come down to this beach area at no additional cost. You're going to have thousands of owners or guests staying here. What else is there to do other than go out to the golf course, to go out to go play basketball or pickleball or whatever the sports complex has, or to the playground, or there's lots of things to do. But ultimately, if you're visiting, you're going to find yourself by the water. And especially if people start saying, well, wait a minute, there's cabanas and loungers and these little mini waves are coming up here in this beach club. There's a tiki bar down here. There's another bar over here. There's another eating place down there. Wait, hold on. I don't have to leave anywhere. You have so much that you can, that they're going to offer. Again, that puts you in position to win. And if you know the developers, if you've talked to the builders and developers and been to their offices and they know who you are, do you think you're going to get a better deal potentially than a person that just came off the street and they go, oh yeah, this space is going to cost $4,000 a month. And then you walk in trying to say, hey man, I don't want to pay $4,000. Can we do a better deal? Relationships matter. All right. Build relationships. That's what you're doing. And at the same time, you get to meet these people, talk to them business-wise. You're thinking, like I said, I'm looking for still storage. I want acreage, but everybody there now knows this is a hot spot. They're not giving up their half an acre or acres cheaply anymore. There is no $15,000 acres anymore so far. But when we get there on land, we will see. We're searching, we're hunting, right? That's one of the things that I'm looking for, amongst other things as well. So we will see what happens. But these are the type of things you're gonna need, because if you think the cost of living is gonna stay the same, look around. Anytime conflict breaks out, that means there's a supply chain that could be a problem. So now that increases the cost, right? So think about that. All right. Now, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. If there's ever anything else you want to drop, anybody want to drop any more gems? Because tonight we have a ton of gems. P as in Paul, H is a stock. HUBC is a stock. Israeli cyber attacks. PRZO. And then we go to Ukraine, MTEK. So again, you got the information that you need. This has been a sterling live stream tonight, in my opinion. NASCAR all out. I appreciate you dropping the information that helps people because that's what we're trying to do here. This is the No Guru Zone, ladies and gentlemen. That means we have the SSN Academy. You just went through it. We have the SSN University. You just went through it. The professors were here in the chat room tonight. And of course, our own Professor Auntie Val in the backdrop bringing the Beachfront Java. That's if you've ordered it. And there's something I left out with Beachfront Java. Ziploc bag, so it always stays fresh with the whole beans. The drip ground beans, the fine ground beans from around the world, the premium blends. And different notes, the dark chocolate, the spice, the cinnamon, the different kinds. And she has the holiday blends right now. And tea also on top of it. Again, use that SSN Lifestyle, all capital, all one word. So you get 10% off for the rest of your orders after your first order. And it's free shipping in the United States. So why not? Why are you going to go to the shelf and buy some Starbucks for 25, 35 bucks when you can go support our own Professor Auntie Val for 22, 23 bucks? I'm just saying. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we do it around here. All right, Brian P. He said, yeah, looking good. I know, Brian P. Can you imagine that ARR ETF? Ooh, that REIT is looking awfully good at 24%. Even after it popped up a little bit today, 24% is sweet. All right. Okay, let's go. If anybody else has anything that they want to add to the conversation tonight, please do so. Otherwise, everybody, please join us on Wednesday at 8:50 p.m. for another live stream. I want to point out, on Wednesday night, only members that have the icon next to their name, they're the only ones that can be in the chat room on Wednesday nights. They're the only ones that can join me on any live stream as well if they want to come be next to me and discuss anything. They're the only ones. So once again, just keep that in mind. See the guys with the icons? They're the only ones that can be in the chat room. So don't be surprised if they're the ones in the chat room on Wednesday night. So what does that mean? Well, please, I'd always love the financial support with the membership. That's very nice. But just giving you heads up, you can watch though. It's not restricted for watching and viewing. And you can probably still maybe see what the chat room says and maybe even click on my links. I don't know, but that helps out greatly, right? Again, you're missing all these guys, members of the channel, Jawway Jays and all the rest, investing, doing the damn thing, getting themselves set up because again, I say this every time now. When the Federal Reserves around the world reduce their interest rates, stocks, real estate on fire. So put yourself in position to hold some of it. If you can't hold all of them, just get one of them in place. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. So here we go. And the proprietor of Beachfront Java, our own Professor Auntie Val. So I want to thank everybody for being here once again. The No Guru Zone. We try to help you out. If you have a business that you've started, then you can come here and, talk about it, promote it, tell people what it is as well. We have no problem with that here. Meaning I'm the moderator of the situation. So, you support, we support. That's how it works. All right. We try to show some love. Now, Professor Auntie Val, thank you for sending me an email. Unbelievably, the beauty industry is trying to go automated. She sent me something where eyelashes, there's a machine that's trying to do automated eyelashes, and apparently it's out. This is getting crazy. So now if you can get your nails done automated, robot-wise, and now the woman can get some eyelids on, I mean, Jesus, this is getting crazy. What's next? I mean, geez, might as well just break out all the automations for the massages, for the chiropractor. I mean, geez, this is getting insane. But hey, this is the world that we're going to be living in. So you got to figure out your spot where you can get that passive income, because we're not going to be living in the communist system, I don't believe. It's not everything's going to be shared amongst everybody. I don't think that's going to happen. And everybody shares in equally. That ain't never going to happen. All right. So you better get your businesses started. You better get everything you need started. And if you still haven't downloaded the free stocks from Robinhood and Webull, please use the links down below in the description box. If you want to get interested in Punta Cana or Dominican Republic real estate, down below in the description box, all those places that I mentioned and then some, you can get in touch with some of those realtors. Let them know Eric sent you from SSN Nation. All right. So then they take very, very good care of you. All right. And some of them just don't have these projects. There's more than just one project, even though I have their name next to one project, they have several. So keep that in mind. All right. Let's see. Professor Auntie Val. She's showing the heart, the support, and the strength. Thank you so much for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up a little bit easy. Hopefully, I'll see you on Wednesday night live stream. Remember, it's members only that can be in the chat room on Wednesday night, but we're still going to be bringing powerful information that can help you out to change your life, because I know it's going to be harder and harder out here. We're getting to a class system. We already have one, but people were never able to distinguish the difference because most people, there wasn't this big gap between somebody making $40,000 a year, which things were affordable, somebody making 100. The gap started when somebody's making 150 to 200. That was a huge gap. That's no longer a huge gap anymore. People from 40,000, 47,000 up to 141,000 are reporting they are living paycheck to paycheck. So that means the wipeout of the middle class is already complete. Now it's just a matter of how far is that middle class going to go up to? Because if it goes up to 200,000 or 160, 170,000, where people are living paycheck to paycheck on that amount of money, there's a problem. And can you imagine what happens if you're still in the 60,000 or 40,000 range and they're having a problem? That means you're going to definitely have a problem. So get your passive income, pay yourself first. All right, let's go. Paul Castillo, he says, Eric, in 2 years, do you think it might be better to take a personal loan in the States instead of going to the DR and finance the rest of the 50% remaining balance of the units we purchased today? Yeah, that's very, very hard to say. It's all going to depend on what the markets look like. Yeah, if you start talking about 2 years, here we are now at 8%. Refis could be less because you're going to have something to show that you're making your payments. But the thing is, it's going to be very, very hard. If you can get a loan and the loan isn't 6.5, if it's under 6.5, which could be what the Dominican Republic is, it could be 5.5. I highly doubt that it'll be under 5.5. So if somebody in the US said, we will give you a loan for 4%, 3.5%, then hell yeah, you pay off the stuff in the DR. You pay that monthly payment or however you want to pay back the 3.5 or 4% or 4.5% loan. I would do that. Yes, that would be a lot wiser. Hell yes, so that, because you're not talking about a mortgage, because that you might not be able to get a mortgage out of the US to pay for something in the DR, but you never know. Banks are getting a little more international now. So we will see. That's yet to be determined what's going to happen 2 years from now, but we know right now it's not going to happen. But yeah, I agree with that situation totally. If you can get a loan for 50%, that's what I would do. That's going to lock you in the US for your, your mortgage and stuff. But I don't think it'll really matter because you're going to be very happy that the price increase of your real estate in the Dominican Republic, you're going to be very happy. You're going to be sitting there saying, I bought something for 100,000 or I bought something for 150,000 or 200,000. Now it's worth whatever, double that amount, let's say. So you're not really caring what it's worth, but the idea that you could get a loan for 50%, pay it off, and then pay like 4 percentage points, or maybe better, 3.5, who knows? That would be pretty awesome. And then if you have great credit and you happen to have something low, like 50 G's or 60 G's, and you actually have a card that has a substantial amount on it, you potentially could do some serious damage at 1.9. I'm just saying, can you imagine? It's all possible. We have people that have bought at Cruise on Land 58, 59,000, 65,000, 70,000. They put down 50%, so they only owe 30. I mean, so it's doable that some people would have in a range where they might have a credit card that has a 30,000 limit, and they might be able to do some crazy ideas. Hey, I got a 1.9 if I do this, and it could get crazy. 2.1. I mean, 2.1 on 30 grand, $600. I mean, seriously, $600 annually. That's it. Meanwhile, I'm collecting full rental minus my HOAs plus the management fees. No, and I still have that mortgage that I got to pay off the card, but now I can use that to pay back my card. That's a beautiful thing. Instead of paying the higher rate at 5% or 5.5, I would doubt it would be under 5.5, but if it was in the DR, that would be all right rate. But if you can get less than that, why not? So I agree with that situation. That idea totally makes sense to me. I would do it. Definitely. Now, somebody would say, Eric, what about paying it off? I'm like, okay, let me ask you something. If you're going to pay off something and you had, let's say 50,000, let's say normal, $75,000, $80,000 is your payoff. Let me ask you something right now. If somebody told you, Eric, here, pay this off. We're going to give you paid it off, the 80,000. And somebody said, okay, Eric, with it paid off and it's free and clear, you're going to make 12% annually. Okay. That's a pretty good rate, right? Or if somebody told you, hey, you have these REITs over here that are doing like 20%. The question then you have to pose to yourself is, do you put the 80% at the 20% at that point? Because that's coming in every month. And it doesn't matter about the variable on the rental rates and the variable on how many nights you rent, and then pay off the loan out of that 20% you receive. You still liquid. You can always withdraw, pay it off anytime you want if you come up against something. But wouldn't it be a lot nicer if somebody said, hey, you got $16,000 per year coming in? I'm just saying, right? That's 20% of 80 grand. So that's about 15, what is that? 1,300 a month. That possibly could pay your loan situation, right? Actually, it will, because it wouldn't be that high. But nonetheless, I'm just trying to say, you're going to put yourself in a better position depending on the circumstance at the time. That's why you got to be fluid. We can't just predict right away, right now, but what Paul Castillo announced, what his premise is, I agree with this 100%. You have to look at the time, what the situation is. Because if I can get a lower rate from a loan in the US, hell yeah, I'm doing it. And this brings into the play with the house and everything, where somebody might go, well, if I can get a HELOC and they are only going to charge me 2.5, why don't I just do that? There's all kind of options. All right, Brian P. He's loading up some stuff. We talked about AGNC. He's talking about AGNC, I believe. All right. Yes, that was at 15.29%, if I'm not mistaken. IEP, what was that at? It was at 19.59, I believe. I think so. Let me go look. I can't remember what IEP was. Let's go see what it is. I'm not going to show it on the screen. IEP, nope, 21.37%. Lovely. And that's even after a dividend decrease. AGNC, let's go see what it is. It was 15 something, right? Let's go look. 15.84%. Yes, these are beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I forgot we have 3 now over 20s. ARR, ORC, IEP, all over 20% stock type REITs. That's pretty special. All right, we're going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody for being here. Hopefully, I will see you on Wednesday night and then on Friday nights at 9-10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, and how did I forget? Well, October 20th, the guys that are doing Ansaya condos, the guys that are doing Aldea Park in downtown Punta Cana, they're coming on. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They want to come on down. Yes, that's going to be very interesting. Plus, they build actually other projects as well. And one of those projects is the, I'm trying to think. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But anyhow, they're going to be on, the developers, Blue Wave. They say, hey, we want to come on and talk about some things. Ansaya, Aldea Park, because we want to find out what's in Aldea Park. Some of you are lucky. Some of you bought in Aldea Park. They may have some new information that everybody could get excited about, because right now it seems like it's just a park. And then they have the Ansaya condos, which, yeah, okay, they have the tennis court. They have a little clubhouse. They got the fitness room. They have the pool. Yeah, okay, that's nice. And it's downtown. That's cool. But I want to know, is Aldea Park have any other amenities? We've been looking for it, but the prices have gone up. They're in third phase. They have Ansaya 2 now, or 3. So the prices are going up. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're supposed to tell us the amenities before prices go up. But we're going to find out October 20th. Mark your calendar. Don't be shy. That is, let's see, what date is that? That is almost, that's a Friday. So that's only a week and a half from now. There you go. So is that right? Yeah, that's a week and a half from now. They're coming on. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Some more guys from the Punta Cana area, downtown Punta Cana, coming in the house. So I'm excited about that. You guys should be excited too. It's Ansaya, downtown, walking distance to a lot of things. So one of the top hot spots downtown, Los Corrales, El Cordecito, Cap Cana, Verón, which has at the present, people know, Cruise on Land and Larimar. But guess what? There's other projects out in Verón. They're not as nice as those two, but they're building like condo villa projects. And that actually aids anybody that has built these mega projects out there, because now you're going to have other sources for people to come to the beach clubs, people to come to the casino. That's why it's major. Downtown, it's built the same way for people to come downtown. That's what it's for, right? Okay, we're going to wrap this up, like I said, 15 minutes ago. But I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support all these years. And if you ever want to have any comments about an upcoming video or to do videos, well, put them down in the comments section. Send me an email at support@stopstrugglingnow.com, or hey, you can join me on the screen and talk about anything you want if you're a member of the channel. Where do you find the link? Underneath the community tab, where it's members only. Only members can see it. Everybody else can't see it. All right, just letting you know. Now, just one last thing before I go. I appreciate all of you over all these years. I love you very much, and I appreciate the support. So let's keep it going, shall we? With all that said, just make sure when you're out here, be safe. Make sure you watch your back, because it's getting treacherous out here. The more things get a little bumpy from the middle class, the disposition from low income to middle class is getting larger and larger. So there's a lot more people that need help. So you never know who's having a bad day, and you never know who's under severe stress. So just be careful out here, because you don't know what people are thinking or doing due to unknown factors. So just make sure you be safe, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.